Hello, this is going to be a tutorial on how to press loose pigments or loose eyeshadows. I have a jar here that I took the sifter out of already. Just going to set that aside. And then I have another jar here, and the reason I have two is because I'm going to show you how to put them in this pan and make it half and half in case you have like half of a jar left. I'm going to mix up the full jar for you, but then I'm only going to take half of the product of each jar to make a pressed pan that is two different colors. So my favorite thing to use is fractionated coconut oil. And the difference between fractionated coconut oil and regular coconut oil is I believe they took out some of that extra fat that makes coconut oil solid and white in color. So fractionated coconut oil is not going to be white and it's not going to be solid. It's going to be liquid, even if it's like cooler temperature. So I'm going to take my coconut oil. I'm going to put some drops into, I always kind of eyeball it, but I'll try and count them with you. So one already kind of fell out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, 13, 14. So I never really do the same exact amount because I don't count my drops. I always just kind of eyeball it. So I know that powder just fell and covered the wet spot, but that's roughly what it looked like. And I'm going to stir this up with my toothpick. You can just, if you have anything good to stir with, like a toothpick or some kind of little tiny spoon or something. If you have a color, sorry, that's my kid, she's playing with her toys right next to me so I can keep an eye on her. So this is what happens when I stir. There's not enough coconut oil to make this completely wet, and that's good. That's what we want. We don't want to press this by using too much coconut oil. And these are all kind of shimmery colors. If you have pigments that are matte, it's going to take less coconut oil. I would just cut down what we did, like 14 drops. I would just do a little bit less. Maybe like 10. It really doesn't take much. So this is a lid of an alcohol bottle. The bottle's too big, I think, to fit in the pitcher. But I'm just going to add, and I just missed the jar, but I'm just going to add a little bit of alcohol. Just a little bit, just a few drops. You want to just wet this down and make it a wet consistency. I think the ideal is that wet sand kind of consistency where it's really easy to maneuver. And you can just kind of take it out as one big clump. And that's really nice. I find a lot of times that I over wet it and it's more like mud like this. But that's okay. And I'm actually glad that happened because then you can see, you know, what to do. You don't have to think that you ruined it or anything. If you accidentally add a little bit too much alcohol, it's a little bit too wet. Here's my little pan. And this is like a sample little jar. I think it's a pretty standard size. I'm not really sure what brand it is, or it's just been lying around, so I figured I would do a little demonstration for you on it. So I'm just taking it out of the jar, and this jar actually wasn't very full because here it is already about half. There's some still remaining in the jar. I'm not going to take it all out because I'm showing you how to do half. But if you are just pressing the one color, and you would take it all out and you would spread it just like this, but you would just spread it all around the entire jar. And then you would press. And I'm going to just show you how to press in a minute here, after I get my other color ready. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. Okay, I'm just going to put 12 in here because this, I'm not sure if this is a full jar of powder. Just because it's not a standard jar size, it's one of these little flip top containers. So this is my consistency. So this is what I usually try to see. I try to add enough coconut oil until it's clearly not enough to get it wet. There's all kinds of dry powder under here. And then I just add a little bit of alcohol to get it the whole way there, to get it completely wet. There we go. Now that's getting really, really wet. And this is probably the ideal consistency for pressing. So this is the ideal consistency because you can take it out in a big clump. Again, I'm not going to try and get all of that out because I'm only pressing half. And then I took a little bit more of the purple than I did of the silver. I'm just using my fingers to kind of push that down. So there it is. It's not exactly half and half, but there's a little bit more of the purple. But basically you would just do this, you know, however much you have, whatever, if you have more of one color. I have a jar that's like the perfect size. It's the same size as a quarter would be, and it's great for pressing because you can kind of, I find it easier to just press with the palm of my hand instead of trying to push a quarter down with my thumb. Then I'm going to put a paper towel. I know you're not going to be able to really see, but there it is under here, under the paper towel. It's actually 2 layers of paper towel. And there's some of that liquid. Let me press on it a little bit. See that? Some of that liquid is starting to come through so you can see it better. So I'm going to take my jar and I'm going to push it down. You want to press down pretty hard, especially if your liquid is a little bit wetter consistency. I mean what you made, if it's a little bit wetter consistency, and see a little bit came out there. You can put that back in if you want. It's just that we pressed with the jar a little bit. I guess I pressed a little bit harder to one side. You can put that back in or you can toss it. It's up to you. So I'm just putting that back in to show you. This is very messy. And I'm just going to do it again. And after that initial press, if you had something that's was a little bit too wet, see, no more came out. So now a lot less liquid is coming out. You can see that. And this might even be done, or if you want to just do it one more time to make extra sure. I would say this is definitely done now. You can clean off the edges a little bit. I'm just wiping them with my fingers. Here's our little pan that we made. It's roughly half and half. So you saw that I added a little bit less fractionated coconut oil to the purple color than I did to the silver color. But they actually both came out pretty similar, so that's why for me it's not like a exact science, and I don't try and count exactly how many drops I add. I just do it until it's still a little dry, and then I add alcohol the rest of the way. But this is what it looks like, and I like that they become nice and soft, and also nice and pigmented when you press. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. And I like to use fractionated coconut oil versus other mediums just because it's all natural and it works really well. And it also has an indefinite shelf life, so it's not going to go bad. But if you have another pressing medium that you like to use, you most likely would use it the same way. Like I know the Coastal Scents Easy Press I would use in the same way. I wouldn't alter, you know, how much I add or anything like that. So hopefully that helps you. Thank you very much for watching.